Seated at the great desk, the author opens the large book. It has no words. It has no words because no words exist. No words exist because no words are needed. There are no ears to hear them, no eyes to read them. And so he takes the great pen and begins to write. Like an artist gathers his colors and a woodcarver his tools, the author assembles his words. There are three single words. Out of these three words will pour a million thoughts. And on these three words will hang the story of everything. He takes his quill and spells the first. Time. Time. Time did not exist until he wrote it. He himself is timeless, but his story would be encased in time. The story would have a first rising of the sun, a first shifting of the sand, a beginning and an end, a final chapter. He knows it before he writes it. Time, a footspan on eternity's trail. Slowly, tenderly, the author writes the second word. A-D-A-M. Adam. A name. As he writes, he sees him, the first Adam. Then he sees all the others. In 1,000 eras and 1,000 lands, the author sees them. Each Adam, each child, instantly loved. Forever loved. Permanently loved. To each he assigns a time. To each he appoints a place. No accidents, no coincidences, just design. The author makes a promise to these unborn. In my image I will make you. You will be like me. You will laugh. You will create. You will never die. And you will write. They must, for each life is a book, not to be read, but rather a story to be written. The author starts each life journey, but each life will write his or her own ending. What a dangerous liberty. How much safer would it have been to finish the story for each Adam, to script every option? It would have been simpler. It would have been safer. But it would have not been love. Love is only love if chosen. So the author decides to give each child a pen. Write carefully, he whispers. Lovingly, deliberately, he writes the third word, already feeling the pain. J-E-S-U-S. Jesus. The greatest mind in the universe imagined time. The truest judge granted Adam a choice. But it was love that gave us Jesus. God with us. Emmanuel. The author would enter his own story. The Word would become flesh. He too would be born. He too would have hands and feet. He too would be human. He too would have tears and trials. And most importantly, he too would have a choice. Jesus would stand at the crossroads of life and death and make a choice. The author knows well the weight of that decision. He pauses as he writes the page of his own pain. Even the author has a choice. But how can a creator not create? How can a writer not write? And how can love not love? So he chooses life, though it means death, with hope that his children will do the same. And so the author of life completes the story. He drives the spike in the flesh and rolls the stone over the grave. Knowing the choice he will make, he pens the end, then closes the book and proclaims the beginning. Let there be light.